There's several square glazed ceramic pieces on the board. The pieces can be rotated to any direction desired. If it's okay, it's any direction desired. Ah, just found out the floor. Okay. The second I literally, I literally was just about to run away. I guess because. Alrighty, back to playing some more Evil Tonight. If you're coming back from the previous episode, I'll do a quick recap. We finished off the hedge maze puzzle. We also managed to get, before that, we managed to finish other puzzles, and we got the, along with having the Suka? Okay. Interrupt me, why don't you? Oh, you're gonna be a jerk the entire time, okay. Gonna have to whip out the frickin' Blickster for this. But, dead as hell. Alrighty. As I was saying, we solved a couple puzzles, got a few keys, specifically the coin key and the garden key, which, now that I've noticed, the coin key and the garden key are gone from my inventory. So once you use, so that's good. Okay, it auto discards any equipment or items that you've picked up along the way that you've completely run out the uses for. Same thing went for and ta-da, it's open now. Same thing went for Resident Evil remake, and I think also Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 2 remake, and Resident Evil 3 remake. If you've expended the use of an item, you were able to discard it without problems. I dodge right into that. So your dodge does not give you iframes; it just makes it so that you have to physically actually avoid taking damage, which is cool. And he's dropping bombs like this is freaking Bomberman. Rounds you take, jeez. Just ate up all my handgun ammo. Alright, I know I probably have to go through that door, but I'm not gonna. Ladder's not gonna. Drop bombs, why don't you? That'll leave fire on the ground. Figurine. That fire could damage me. I need to find an opening. The bombs don't go off immediately. Okay, I'm assuming the initial explosion could damage me. And I can't get close enough to go in for a knife strike because damn thing, it's gonna immediately freaking throw bombs, so. And I don't think I have a way of knocking them back. Oh, there's a quick knife option if I'm using a gun. Okay. So if I want to get something away from me, I can just press the knife button, but I'll take stamina. Alright, you're dead. That took all my crossbow rounds. I hate it. Got some shells. Alrighty, let's go. Wait, hold on. Okay, they're the same speed based on how many times they press the attack button. Diary page. Alright, let's see what we got. Some of the girls have begun to speak with me, asking about my street performances, but they all swiftly flee without a moment's thought or care for my feelings when they see Graziella appear. Graziella is always kind and caring with other girls, but not with me, and she's especially sweet and charming with Patrizio. Perhaps they have a special relationship? Oh, I must shake these thoughts from me. I must not dwell on them. I've come here to follow my dreams and become a great artist. Cannot disappoint Professor Arturo, who has placed all his trust in me, in spite of the fact that the director of the academy, Fabio Lombardo, does not like my presence. I cannot understand why, but perhaps Fabio Lombardo believes that the prestige of his academy is lessened because I'm from a lower class and attending it, even though I work just as hard or even more so than the other students. And today, I must strive to work twice as hard as before. Violet. I never understood the... Oh, I'm gonna heal real quick. I never understood the stereotype of stuck-up rich people trying to keep their I wouldn't say composure, more of their standing, reputation for their schools and stuff, based off of the fact that rich people, that rich people and rich kids come here. Like, it shouldn't matter. I mean, yeah, sometimes having someone from a lower class can degrade the, can sometimes degrade the reputation a bit, because you may have to deal with students and what's in here? Hanging rounds. Students and maybe even employees like teachers and stuff, causing an uproar and some problems. Like, for example, like rowdy students, delinquents, and stuff like that. I get that, but it does not make any sense to just be a jerk about it, especially considering the fact that the more students you have, the more people will go to your school, and the more people that go to your school, the more money you'll rake in. I'm thinking in a capitalist way, while some people think it in a more moral standpoint, and it is understandable why. I get that. I didn't go down from here, so let's go down. Need to save ammo, so I'm just gonna... I'm just gonna start wildly swinging with my knife at random. I got my knife, and I'm ready to go. You can... And some of you who are watching me play, or who have played the game before, are probably like, what's the point of switching to the knife when literally you can just go to the menu and switch to the guns for safety reasons? Like, what's the point of having the quick melee option when you can just go to the knife? Or what's the point of having a knife as an equipable, like, melee attack when you can just go to the gun? But my solution for that is, the reason why they want you to have the quick knife option is so, like, let's say you don't want to, like, you know, waste time and go to the pause menu and go select the knife, or like, you don't like having to constantly go in your inventory and select the knife aside from getting healing items and looking at, like, you know, all this. And yeah, what's the point of equipping the knife? But then again, what if you're one of those people who accidentally, like, you know, equips a weapon, you don't realize that you have the weapon equipped, and you just start you don't look at your HUD, and you start spamming right trigger or R2 and what your attack button, you'll just start wasting ammo that you desperately need. So having an option to equip the knife is a great option. And having the quick attack is just in case if you do have that knowledge, but you don't want to equip the knife just in case you want to shoot something that's going to cause you a problem. So I see the reason why the developer I winded myself. I see the reason why the developer decided to add or developers, depending. I don't know if it's a one-person developer or not. I have to look into that. But I understand the reason why the devs decided to make it so that there's a quick melee option and an option to equip the knife. Everything has its reasons. One thing's for sure, at least this game's freaking combat's way better than Callisto Protocol. Hey, it may be simple, but at least it's 10 times better, solely because of the fact that I've heard a lot of things about Callisto Protocol, and it's making me skeptical of getting the Dead Space remake when it comes out on my birth month. But even if I say the Dead Space remake's probably going to blow Callisto Protocol right out the water. Especially considering the fact of what the developers have been doing lately. Like, I've heard a lot of information, like the game's been made with Scratch on a Frostbite engine, and sure, yeah, Frostbite engine's a very skeptical engine, but at the same time, but it's a decent engine nonetheless. Be careful, the shattered glass everywhere. came from that second story window. I think you see a broken window leading to the second floor up there. Oh, that's where I used the grappling hook, if I assume so. Let's clear out all the enemies and explore somewhere first. But, aside from the game being made from scratch and, what was it? Let's use a tonic, why not? Aside from the game being made from scratch and, it's technically a remake of the original Dead Space, Gunnar Wright's coming back, the main voice actor for Isaac from Dead Space 2 and 3. And 1, apparently, because I also did some research on that, and apparently he was the voice actor of Isaac from Dead Space 1. Isaac was gonna be a voice protagonist, but they cut that. They're leaving the story unchanged, and they're adding side quests and a lot more, you know, unique things to the game that makes it more immersive and stuff. And the side quest feature, I think that's a nice thing. It was a nice thing in Dead Space 3, but they kind of underhanded it a little bit. It was just a simple go here, kill all necromorphs, do a couple puzzles, and loot the place. That was basically it. But it made sense. It would make sense in Dead Space, in the original Dead Space remakes, because I keep winding myself. I need to stop doing that. It makes sense in the Dead Space remake because, 1, they're fleshing out the world of Dead Space 1. They're making it a lot bigger. They're also adding more information that the original Dead Space never gave us, that you had to look up on wikis and stuff, like Isaac being, like, actually having knowledge of unitology during his life at some point. And basically some other cool things. They're also not changing the story at all. They are making it so that the story stays intact. They're just like revamping a couple story beats to make it more dramatic and interesting, which I appreciate. And a lot of people have been kind of skeptical about the change the way Isaac and a few other characters will look. Isaac in the original Dead Space was, at the time of that game's timeline, he was 47, meaning he had gray hairs at some point. And, what did I say? Locked up tight, and won't be able to pass. Okay. And, it showed in the original Dead Space, but in the Dead Space remake, Isaac looks like 10 times younger, and he looks exactly like Gunnar Wright, to a degree. But I think they did that solely because of graphical reasons, and the fact that Gunnar Wright was like a prominent character throughout the entire Dead Space series. I mean, he is the main character of the entire series after all, so it kind of makes sense they did that. But I see why people are skeptical about the change, but hey, it is what it is. Alright, here we are. There's another note over there. Grab the ammo real quick. Handgun ammo. What is this? Diary page. What was I thinking? Today I suffered a muscle injury. Perhaps I pushed myself too much. Patrizio accompanied me to the infirmary. He's so kind and genuine, and one of the few people who actually talks freely with me. He does not judge me for my class, but sees me for where I am. The nurse, Eloisia Riva, is perhaps the kindest and most understanding person at the academy. It is clear to me now why Professor Otorio wished for us to meet. There's something about her that is so familiar and comforting, and her knowledge is so extensive, not only of medicine, but of the performing arts also. I suppose I've suspected that after working at the academy for so many years. During our conversation, I discovered that Graziella's family is extremely wealthy and influential, and in fact, they largely fund the academy. Some might think that Graziella is a star of the academy for that reason, but nothing could be further from the truth. Having seen her perform, she is breathtaking and truly the best of us. I must keep practicing if I ever wish to appear alongside her. Alrighty, this story is starting to get a little bit complicated. Like, we're starting to see her admirations, wishes, and stuff. Starting to... Ow. I ran right into that guy. I was trying to avoid the attack, but I should have just stayed in that corner. Alright, that's enough bullets to be wasting. To connect that knife. 4 extra rounds. Makes up for the bullets I wasted. Crossbow bolts. What's this? Square piece. A square piece. Just a straight up square piece? Like. Okay. Nothing in there. Moving on. Hey, yo. Ah. Ha. I see my sending beauty shocks even the ladies as well. What? No, ma'am, I just... Ma'am? That's rude. We're practically the same age, lady. Look, you're friends with that brat, Dino, right? Dino? Yes, we're friends. Is he okay? What about the others? Can't speak about the others, but that stubborn little punk decided to go looking for you and the others alone. In spite of the danger here, so... That sounds like Dino. It's only been a little while now that I've known him and his friends, but they've been very kind to me. An error put them all in danger. Should have never insisted on coming here. Had to find them. Hey, not so fast. You're not going to... What are you still here? Why are you still here? Ah, careful. What you're seeing is an evil, ruthless spirit. Evil? No, why say such a thing? I'm not like that. Do not lie. Doesn't seem so bad to me. Oh, believe me, kiddo, she is. Messing around with her spooky, haunty, ghosty stuff. But she's so pretty. Yeah, pretty evil. Aren't you listening? I don't. Are you crazy, girl? Ah, what's wrong with me? No, I won't say it. Get out. Now while you can, or you'll regret it. If only it were that simple. Okay, you. What the heck were you thinking, girl? You can't just walk up to an evil spirit for a high five after they've materialized. It's dangerous. Like, you could die. Dangerous. This is all I don't understand. Of course not. It's complicated stuff that requires years of training and immense skill for someone to master. Like me, who's also super hot on top of that. But I'll give you the quick rundown, because I think maybe you aren't as slow as you look. What's your name? Carlotta? Okay, little C. I'm Sylvia, a medium extraordinaire, and actually technically the reason you're in this mess. You're a medium with a gun and a knife. That has to be the most badass, if not pretty interesting way to make mediums look cool. Like, most mediums I've seen, like, they're just, like, simple people. They don't try to, like, you know, combat the evil. But you're just running around Resident Evil style looking for spirits and ghosts and touches of malice, looking for these demons and then frickin' whipping out the frickin' blicky and just sending them to the Shadow Realm. That's what you're doing. But in my defense, you were not supposed to be here, and my plans did not include running into some weird, spooky sightseeing school trip during my assignment. You're a medium? Yeah, but like totally a small or extra small times too. So you have magical powers. That's cool. I know. I'm a total babe, but no magic powers. They're mental powers. Recently, for instance, I performed what's called a materialization ritual. Its power and range depends on the mental strength of the medium invoking it. And, well, looks like you and your friends got caught up and transported into another dimension along with me. Of course, said medium extraordinaire. You can't seriously tell me you haven't noticed all the strange stuff around us. Those weird creatures you've been seeing are actually materializations of negative energy that curse the Academy. But in this dimension, they're very real. And they can, let me guess, kill you. Bingo! Our bodies are still in the real world, probably wandering around aimlessly like sleepwalkers through the ruins of this academy. But here... So this is all a dream? If it helps you to think of it like that, sure. After all, your reality is basically just our brain's interpretation of the stuff fed into it by our senses. That's kind of a bit heavy to throw onto someone that looks like a kid, but I could see it. But here in this dimension, you can die from sensory or emotional overload from bad contact with evil creatures. Meaning you and your friends need to start paying attention to me. No exceptions. We clear? Sorry, that girl from before, it's just that girl is actually the source of all the twisted things we're experiencing here. She's the curse. Her mind tormented and confused, mixing memories, and who knows what else is creating what you see around us. Refusing to leave and move on. Look, I'm a little nervous because, well, I've never risked more than my own life before. I don't want to scare you, but you have to know that until we finish her off, we won't wake up or return to the real world. Finish her off? No, there has to be another way. I have to talk to her. Wait, no, you didn't understand me. She just ran through that rubble like no problem. What am I talking to, a wall? Why won't they listen? Eh, cute, like kids be kids. Locked. Cup key is required. Oh, we got too close. Took some unnecessary damage. Down a tonic. I'm not using those med kits. I'm stingy when it comes to medical items. Like there was one time in Resident Evil 4 where literally I was like very, very stingy with health items. Like if you would have saw how many health items I had in my inventory, you probably were like, dude, do you not take damage? Like what's the point of carrying all those health items? And it's because due to how a sword door. Due to how difficult the Resident Evil games can sometimes be, you need health items in case if you screw up on something. It's locked. A club key. Unlocked now. Ah, I just looked at that portion of the building. Alright, so what's the dealio? We have this square piece, small square-shaped piece made of porcelain. Ah, we need to go back to the previous building. There was a square divot back at the previous building that we can put this square piece in. First I want to explore, see if I can find some extra ammunition. So far I haven't seen any extra like spots to loot. Kinda wish this game had a new game plus. It probably does, but you never know. Most survival horror games don't. Like, for example, Callisto Protocol. Out of the fact that game has an upgrade system. Okay, there's two things that bother me. The fact that game has an upgrade system, 2, multiple weapons, and 3, like limited inventory. You'd expect a game like that, or the spiritual sector to Dead Space or some sort, would have at least some version of New Game Plus. Like, a lot of games have New Game Plus nowadays that have endless replay value. Tomb Raider, Dead Space, Yakuza, Devil May Cry. A lot of games have New Game Plus. But Callisto Protocol in this day and age doesn't? What kind of freaking BS is that? There we go. Put the square in the square hole. There are several square-shaped glazed ceramic pieces on the board. The pieces can be rotated to any direction desired. Notebook. Huh. Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right at all. What is this supposed to be? It looks like I don't know what this means. There's gotta be something in this room to actually help me with this puzzle, because this seems a little bit complicated even for me. Just looking at it makes me go, what? There's several square glazed ceramic pieces on the board. The pieces can be rotated to any direction desired. It was okay. It's any direction desired. Ah, just found out the floor. Okay. The second I literally was just about to run away. I guess because the fact that I ran in the light are surrounding frickin' Sylvia frickin' popped in. But okay, so black triangle needs to be in the corners up there. So. Oh, well, I've already got that set. I need a white triangle over there. Alrighty, I need... Oh, the middle diamond's already been selected. Alrighty then. I need... The white triangle needs to be at the bottom. Okay. And then... The sides need to be polar opposite from each other. So black left, black right. And then white. Oh, yeah, okay. Wait. White triangle's there, white triangle there, black triangle there, black triangle here, white triangle here. Centerpiece has already been done. What am I missing? Oh wait. Black triangle right, white triangle left. Black triangle left, white triangle right. Oh, I actually screwed up this one. There we go. Some kind of mechanism just got triggered. Oh, Key of Cups. Alrighty, we got the cup key. Let's move on. Woo! Progress. We're making all sorts of progress. Cup door? Nope. Cup door? Nope. I know there's a cup door here. Cup door? Nope. Cup door? No. Cup door? No. Cup door? Yep, cup door. Stupid. Just in time. Tonic, ammo, and a head. Oh. So this is where the head wandered off to. Funny. Just trinkets, nothing else. Messing with a few simple pieces of women's clothing. Just a huge rusty screw attached the ventilation grill to the wall. We need a screwdriver of some sort. Alrighty then, so we have unlocked that room. Let's go in here and save real quick. Because we made a fair amount of progress, and I'll save at another point when we get to that point. But let's just move on. So we got the cup door key, so that means there's a bunch of doors we can go through with this key. That's not a cup door. I already went through there. That was a coin door, if I'm correct. Sword door. Door cannot be accessed. Also, that's another thing about the Callisto Protocol. There wasn't a lot of backtracking or like going to. Okay, don't get me wrong. Not all survival horror games need backtracking. If anything, what they really need is they need replay value and reasons to actually, like, try the games like other difficulties. Need a reason to actually like, sometimes just play the game for a second time. Like a lot of games, even the bad ones, or the so bad it's good ones, have a reason to replay the game again. Whether it's to experience the story again, whether it's to because it was so memorable, whether it's to change decisions you made in a separate story beat in the story, whether it's like you want to test out your equipment, like, well, what can you live and live without, what the weapons are like with all upgrades, if you want to play games on hard challenges, or try to challenge yourself with different ways of playing, like, beating the game with knives only in Resident Evil, or like Dead Space, beating the entire game on impossible with plasma cutter only, no upgrades. It's interesting concept. That's why replay value is important. And since Callisto Protocol didn't have that, I don't see the reason why people will continue playing it. And something tells me that the game may or may not have mod support. Did I just... Okay, almost no damage that. Almost no damage this entire room and killed everybody. But, That's why I kind of was... I didn't buy the game, nor did I didn't purchase the game, nor did I want the game in general, but I did feel kind of sort of let down, especially for the people who actually did pre-order or buy the game, because it was like, I spent all this money for a game that has 0 replay value. A splendid grand piano. Only knew how to play. Please don't tell me someone's gonna play Midnight Sonata. That song's copyrighted. Oh, hey, no, it almost missed. Narrative page. I'm still in shock. At the rehearsals for the principal production, they lined us all up to determine the roles each of us would play, and it is unheard of, but they gave me the leading role. I'll play the main part. When Personal Toro said my name, I trembled. I thought he had made a mistake and almost fainted. I was so nervous, but the truth is, I worked so hard. The reactions of the rest of the students jolted me back in reality. They protested fiercely to Personal Toro, but he did not yield to their demands. He even reprimanded some of them. However, Graziella was calm, complying with Professor Arturo's decisions without fuss or expression. She was impassive, not even looking at me once. I could not help but shudder. What did she think of me? Violet. Something didn't seem right. Something didn't seem right at all. Although a little faded, it's still a beautiful oil painting of a lady tasting a purple liquid. Wine, perhaps? Okay, so we need to mess with the piano, but we don't have any music sheets. The cup key is still in our inventory. That means we haven't explored everywhere the cup key is residing to. So I'm gonna go back and save for the time being. And then in the next part of this, I'm going to try and see where the last remaining cup door is. So until then, I'll see you all next time.